Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Thursday. We are almost there, almost at the end of the week. Now, today we are going to be covering area. Now, area is the second half of what we started earlier in the week when we went over perimeter. Now, with area, instead of adding, you are going to multiply. Okay? Right here, we have area. Now, right next to area, we have a little bitty a. Okay? What does that A stand for, Mr. Champ? Well, look, the A stands for area. Just like our P stands for perimeter. And when you're working your perimeter problem, you would have P equals length plus width plus width. Well, the formula for area is length times width. All right? And the actual definition for area is the measure of space inside a shape in square units. The measure of space inside a shape in square units, how could that be? Look, right here we have our rectangle. We have 4 inches for the width, and then we have 6 inches for the length. If you look inside the rectangle, you have units. Now, dealing with our place value and our blocks and our flats and our rods, we already understand the concept of units. So we know that each individual square will represent 1 unit. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to follow the formula of area, length times width, and you're going to simply multiply 6 times 4. I didn't do 4 times 6 because that would be width times length. I'm not doing that. I want us to follow the formula correctly. Even if the answer may come out the same, I still want you to practice getting into the habit of doing it correctly. Now, the correct way is area equals length times width. Our length, 6 inches. Our width, 4 inches. All right? A equals 6 times 4. We know 6 times 4 equals 24. But I'm not finished. The reason why I'm not finished is because I have a little bitty 2 and I have IN. What does that mean? I'll let you know. The little bitty 2 means square. All right? And then IN stands for inches. If you look right here where I wrote this small little definition, it's going to let you know that if you use two measurements, that's one measurement, there's another measurement. Now, if you use 2 measurements, length and width, your answer is always in square units because you're multiplying units by units. Now, the reason why it's always in square units is because we're multiplying a unit times another unit. So it's going to double. We're using 2 units, length and width. So anytime and every time we are working an area problem, a problem where you have to solve the area, when you multiply, you need to make sure you square your answer. If you do not square your answer, it will be wrong. You can actually have the correct numerical number, but if you do not square your number, it's wrong. So, boys and girls, make sure that you square it, all right? Once again, I have 6 times 4. That gives me 24 inches squared, okay? Now, moving on to the bottom. This one is kind of tricky because we're dealing with an irregular shape. Now, an irregular shape, let me say that, let me slow it down. You gotta kind of slow it down when you say it. An irregular shape, there we go. It's not like your normal shape. That's why it's irregular. And if you look at it, I have a rectangle, but then I have another rectangle going down. What you want to do is you want to split it. You want to divide it and make it into 2 shapes. So right here we have 4 inches for our width. Then right here we have 6 inches for our length. we're going to just disregard this part first. All right, we're just going to like ignore it. It's not even there right now. It's sleeping. Okay, it's taking a nap. Now, when you look at 4 inches, there we go. You're looking at 4 inches times 6 inches. That's going to give you a total of 24. So the area, the number of units inside this particular shape, comes out to be 24 inches. Now we can just make a little notation and put that right there. Now we're going to go ahead and put this one to sleep and let it take a nap. And then we're going to worry about the shape at the bottom. Now right here we have 3 inches for the length, and then we have 2 inches for the width. See, 1, 2, 3, there's 3 inches. And then 1 and 2, that's 2 inches. 3 times 2 will give me the number 6. Now, I'm almost finished, but not quite. Let's go back to the top part of the rectangular shape. Right here, we have our 6 times 4, all right? That comes out to be 24. And then right here, we solved our 3 times 2, which gives me 6. Now, in order to complete this entire problem in its entirety, you need to add 24 plus 6. There's 24, and then there's 6. So I'm adding 24 plus 6, and that's going to give me 30. I'm not finished. Why are you not finished? Pause it. Look at it. Unpause me. All right. The reason why I'm not finished is because I said 30, but I did not add my inches squared. I'm measuring in inches. If this was centimeters, it would be 30 centimeters squared. But we're not measuring in centimeters in this particular problem. In this problem, we're measuring in inches. Therefore, my answer is going to be 30 inches squared. And how I got it? I did 6 times 4, which gives me 24. And then I did 3, here's 1, 2, 3, times 2, which gives me 6. And I simply added 24 plus 6, which gives me the answer, 30 inches squared. All right? Now, when we get together in class and we're going over it tomorrow, I will be able to go over more irregular shapes, because once we practice it enough, you'll get the hang of it. Just remember, when you're dealing with irregular shapes, you need to section it off and then divide it to where it can be 2 shapes into 1. And then you will be able to solve this one times this one. And you have to also pay attention to your units. So I had 3 on the side, and I multiplied my 3 times my 2 at the bottom. Even if I didn't want to count on this side, I can count it on this side. It's still going to be 3 units times 2 units, which will give me 6. And once you complete everything, 6 times 4, 24, 3 times 2, 6, 24 plus 6 will give me 30 inches squared. I had to stop a little second so I can have a point to where I can say this. Make sure you pause it. Make sure you copy down the anchor chart. If you have any questions, send me an email or email me through Schoology. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm here to help. Until then, I will see y'all later. Have a good day. Boom.